Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's tutorial in which we'll be looking at the subject of positioning. Positioning is one of the most important things in this game, but it is often overlooked by the majority of the player base. What I often see these days is 5, 6 people diving after the first plane that shows itself and you losing half your team to those kind of shenanigans, which is something that we really don't want to see, of course. We preferably would like to see everybody using their plane to the utmost potential that this plane has in the role that it's suited for and position their plane accordingly. That's what you hope for. That is not what you often get. So let's get into positioning and let's go through the subjects that are involved with this. Now, what it all starts off with is the plane you are in. What is your plane knowledge? Where does your plane actually need to be to function best? This is vital. And across War Thunder, there is a wide variety of planes and roles that these planes can play. Are you a bomber? Are you an attacker? Are you a boom and zoomer, energy fighter, or a turn fighter? Those main roles, can your attacker actually fight? Does it have forward-facing guns? Is your boom and zoomer good with the top high-end dive speeds? Is it a little less good? Is it a turn fighter? Do you need to lure people in? It all has something to do with where you place the plane in the end. Because if you place a boom and zoomer down low, like a thunderbolt with ass to the grass, that's something you can do, but it's not the ideal position for the fighter role that that plane can perform. And so on. So if you are in a thunderbolt like here, you need to make sure that you get up to altitude and that from that you start a boom and zooming roll and you position the plane accordingly so that you can actually perform that role well. If you don't do that, you will perform suboptimal in the plane that you're flying. So what you really want to do, this is my advice, you don't really have to do that, but people don't watch plane reviews enough. You have to find a content creator that you like and trust, and if you jump into a new plane, at least watch a plane review on it. See what it can do, see what it can do, what are the strengths, what are the downsides of a plane, and make sure that you know if it has climb rate, does it have a good roll rate, where does it want to start, what altitudes does it function at, is it good at the higher altitudes, where do I place this plane, how do I begin, how do I play it. And once you know that, either from your own experience or from watching a few videos, you can take a plane to its maximum potential, which is what you want, and you know how to position that plane. Now, once you know what kind of position you need to be in to use your plane to its fullest potential, use its strengths and use it against the weaknesses of your opposition. That's something you always want to do, is how to get there. Does it climb your plane? Does it get an air start? Does it start off the runway? And so on. So if you have a good climbing plane, you might be able to climb straight into the middle of the map and be the highest plane and do that. With a less capable climber, but a plane with an air start and a reasonable climb rate, you might be able to do the same thing. Get there, rush into the middle of the field and, jump on the first opponents that are showing up there. If you have a plane that has a much lesser climb rate, you might want to side climb. Take your time, bide your time, and stay on the sides until you are in the position that you need to be in. This also will take some time. It will take you the first 5 minutes of the battle. But it is important to get your plane there if you want to use it to its fullest potential again. This is essential. Of course, while you're doing that, you need to observe the battle. To rush in, to not have information, is the death of good positioning. You need to form a mental picture of the battle as it ensues. You need to look around a lot, which is of course situational awareness, which I will go into in a separate tutorial video a little bit more, but I will mention it here shortly. Situational awareness is vital for you to form that mental picture of the battlefield, because you can't always see everything. But you got to remember a little bit where you saw things and then add things up. How many planes did I see? Did I see 10, 11? Then you know pretty much where everything is, and you can start your setting up, you know. It's very important to finalize your setup. Plane you have, the position you get in, and then to run your attacks on the enemy opponents. So yeah, situational awareness is important. Get that mental picture in your head of the battlefield, observe everything, and then make a calculated decision on when you can start your attack runs safely. You gotta choose and feel the right moment, basically. That is something that you will learn, but much of it is based on much more than just that feeling. It is something you will develop as well instinctively, like you think, okay, I haven't seen 4 people, but looks alright, then you go for it. You can also not wait too long because your team might get wiped. Although that gives you the nice opportunity for a 1 versus many reversal, but that's another matter. Make calculated decisions based on the knowledge that you've gathered from situational awareness and looking around. Once you are in that right position, you can go on the attack. Once you have made sure that you are in the position that you want to be, where you can use your plane in the role that suits it to its maximum potential, then you can start wreaking havoc on the enemy team. So that means that you gotta choose a enemy plane to start with. This is called decision making. It might also be worth a separate subject, but so I will not mention it in great detail. But from your scanning and looking around, you gotta attack the plane that is either close or most dangerous to you. If you are the highest plane, you will be able to make a luxury choice. Like, okay, I can attack the one that's closest and the one that's most convenient. If you are not the highest plane, you will have to attack the plane that is most dangerous most of the time. Sometimes, though, you can also make a tactical decision for another approach, like leave the highest plane if it's occupied with something else and kill 3 planes that are on your level first, and then confront that guy. But you got to make that decision based on distances, based on what you see and what the most immediate threat is. And that can be difficult in the beginning. You will make mistakes. You will attack the wrong plane and get jumped from above because the plane that you chose to ignore, a higher plane for example, was closer than you guessed. And the more that you start to practice with this setup, the better you will get at it. And the more those kind of mistakes will be phased out of your gameplay. And you will start to fly basically perfect tactical plans. Now, when it comes to these tactical plans, your attack plan is not the only plan you need to make. You also need to have an exit plan. So I'm going to attack this plane, and what am I going to do after that? Where are the other enemy planes in the vicinity? Are they to my left, to my right, above me? And you will exit accordingly. You cannot exit with a climb after a fight if there's 2 planes above you. You will be slow, and they will easily dive on you. You'll probably die. If you have a few planes on your left a few kilometers away, you want to exit to your right and make sure that you have time to reset your plane to get back into its ideal position again, to continue the role that the plane is good at. So you are constantly making decisions in a match to continue this perfect setup and to keep your plane in its strengths and to abuse other planes' weaknesses and to attack them at moments that are inconvenient to them. And that's why your planning needs to be perfect. And the attack, your positioning, and your repositioning after your first engagement need to be good, need to be thought out. And for that you need plans. For that you need information in your head about where people are, what is the situational tactical setup around you, where are your enemies, where are your allies. Allies can also play a vital role in these kind of things. When you make an exit plan, if there is people above you but there are 2 people from your own team flying high on the right side, you will exit to the right side so that you lure those higher flyers to that side where you have some assistance. So there's a lot of things that go into this, a lot of thinking, a lot of tactical decision making that you can become great at. Just don't be that guy that jumps on the first plane. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.